You have chased money long enough. You have struggled, worried, strained, and feared, living life like a desperate beggar rather than a divine heir. But today, your struggle ends. Today, you will learn one powerful sentence, a sacred decree, that has the divine power to shift your entire financial vibration and allow money to find you effortlessly. You see, money is not meant to be chased. Money is meant to respond to your spoken word, your clear command, your spiritual alignment. Your word is law, and the universe listens closely, waiting for the exact moment when your tongue issues a clear and uncompromising decree. Money, in its truest sense, is simply energy. It is obedient spiritual substance that moves at your command. Up until now, you may have unknowingly issued commands of scarcity, limitation, or delay, wondering why abundance avoids you. Today, that misunderstanding is permanently corrected. Today, you will learn the one sentence that instructs the infinite source, the divine intelligence of the universe, to open every hidden doorway of abundance. Today, you shift your financial destiny. Money will no longer evade you. It will seek you out, find you, follow you, and flow to you effortlessly and ceaselessly. You will no longer live in financial anxiety. You will live in divine certainty. Because when you learn to speak correctly, you will understand clearly and completely that wealth is not accidental. It is vibrational. Wealth is not hard-won. It is spiritually commanded. And today, your tongue becomes the divine instrument that releases your inheritance. Prepare your spirit. Quiet your doubt. You have arrived at the turning point, and from this moment forward, your financial life will never be the same again. The universe is not ruled by luck. It is ruled by law, precise, immutable, divine law. And among the highest of these is the law of the spoken word. From the beginning, God created with sound. Let there be light, and there was light. The word was not a suggestion, it was not a hope, it was a command, and that same divine authority has been gifted to you. Your voice is not decoration, it is a creative force. Every word you speak carries vibration, and every vibration issues instruction to the substance of the universe. When you speak from fear, that fear becomes form. When you speak from truth, truth becomes substance. So when I say to you that a single sentence can bring money to you, I speak not from fantasy, but from eternal law. The scripture declares, "Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee." It does not say you must understand it, or earn it, or deserve it. It says you must decree it. Decree means to issue a spiritual verdict, a final word. It is spoken from authority, not from begging. And most people, when it comes to money, speak like beggars. They ask, plead, worry, and wonder, but they do not declare. They say, "I hope I can afford it," or "I'm always broke," or "money just doesn't come easily to me." And so law, being perfectly obedient, fulfills those exact statements. You see, the spoken word is not metaphorical. It is mechanical. It sets law into motion. It places the gears of supply into movement. It opens or closes the gates of provision. Money does not move based on emotion or struggle. It moves according to vibrational instruction. And the clearest way to issue that instruction is through bold, rhythmic, spiritual speech. There is no neutrality in speech. Every word is a cause. Every sentence is a seed. And most are sowing seeds of poverty with their daily dialogue. "This is too expensive," they say. "I never have enough," they sigh. And then they wonder why money hides. But the one who understands law knows that money is not scarce. It is not cruel. It is not hiding. It is simply waiting for a clear command from a spiritually aligned voice. Let this truth pierce your soul. Money is not attracted by effort. It is attracted by authority. And that authority is expressed not through stress, but through speech. When you begin to speak as one who commands spiritual law, everything in your life begins to shift. Resources appear, opportunities open, doors that were locked swing wide, and not because you hustled, but because you spoke. Do not underestimate the power of a single, well-spoken sentence. One sentence, spoken in spiritual alignment, with rhythmic repetition, with unwavering belief, can undo a lifetime of financial limitation. It can uproot generations of lack thinking. It can rewire the subconscious mind and instruct divine intelligence to send money swiftly, generously, and without resistance. This is not positive thinking. This is not wishing. This is law. The same law that governs the tides, the planets, the seasons. And it does not fail. It does not sleep. It does not argue. It simply fulfills your command. Whether that command is rooted in fear or truth is up to you. So now, I will give you the exact sentence to speak. A sentence forged in divine fire. A sentence that, when spoken faithfully and lawfully, must bring money to your side. Let me now instruct you, not as the world teaches, but as truth teaches. The world says you must work harder, try more, figure it out, stay up late, and fight your way forward. But the truth says, speak the word only, and thy servant shall be healed. The truth says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. The truth says, your word is your wand. So what are you doing with that wand? Are you speaking as a creator or as a casualty? Are you declaring your wealth or complaining your lack? You cannot speak two languages and expect clarity from the universe. You cannot declare abundance in the morning and complain about money in the afternoon and expect divine supply to obey. For law is clear. It responds to your dominant vibration, and your dominant vibration is established by repetition, rhythm, and feeling. You must choose today to become disciplined in speech, not casual, not soft, not reactive, but deliberate, bold, spiritual, rhythmic. Because your life reflects your language. If your bank account is in disorder, check your vocabulary. If your debts multiply, check your declarations. If your needs always outweigh your income, look not to the economy, look to your tongue. For the mouth is the gate through which divine supply either flows or is blocked. When you speak from fear, you activate the law of substitution, but in reverse. You substitute truth for illusion. You say, I can't afford this, and the law says, as you wish. You say, it's always something, and the law answers, let it be done unto you. You say, money never stays with me, and so it flees. The law is not punishing you, it is serving you, but it cannot serve what you refuse to declare. So I instruct you now, from this day forward, you will not allow your tongue to utter a single phrase of lack. You will not repeat the world's vocabulary of limitation. You will speak only what you wish to multiply. You will declare only what you desire to demonstrate. For your word is the mold, and divine substance is the material that fills it. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you touch your work, you will speak. Every evening, before you lay your head down, you will speak. You will speak clearly. You will speak as one who is already provided for. You will speak not as a beggar, but as a builder, not as a seeker, but as a speaker. For the mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, and today your mouth becomes a fountain of wealth. Do not wait until you feel rich to speak as the rich. Speak it first. Feelings will follow your frequency. Conditions will obey your confession. This is the divine order of creation. The word goes first. The spoken declaration creates the unseen form. Then and only then does it become visible. And when you speak, speak with feeling, speak with rhythm, speak with the absolute conviction that what you decree is already established in the invisible. Do not wonder if it's working. Know that it must, because law never fails. So now I ask you, are you ready to speak like a master? Are you ready to issue financial instructions to the universe, not from fear, but from divine authority? Are you ready to stop seeking and start declaring? Then prepare your spirit, because now I will give you the exact sentence, a spiritual decree tested by time, proven by law, and fulfilled by heaven. This sentence does not ask for money. It commands it. It does not beg for supply. It releases it. And when you speak it rhythmically, daily, faithfully, and lawfully, money must find you. The sentence is this: Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. This is not a poetic phrase. It is a spiritual command. It is a living key forged in divine truth. When spoken faithfully, it moves mountains, dissolves delays, and releases divine provision through channels the rational mind could never predict. You are not speaking to a person. You are not pleading with an institution. You are issuing instruction to Infinite Spirit, your source, your supply, the divine presence that orchestrates all visible manifestation. Let us break this sacred sentence apart, word by word, so your soul may grasp its depth and your spirit may speak it with unwavering authority. Infinite Spirit. You begin by addressing the source, not the job, not the bank, not the market. You bypass all limited channels and speak directly to the infinite. For money is not generated by man, it is distributed through man, but it flows from God. When you say, Infinite Spirit, you are declaring that your trust is not in economy but in eternity. You recognize that divine intelligence is the origin of all wealth. You return your gaze to the storehouse of heaven, not the shelves of men. Open the way. This is a command, not a suggestion. You are instructing divine law to remove all subconscious interference, dissolve every unseen block, and reveal the open door through which your supply flows. This is the law of non-resistance in action. You are not forcing outcomes. You are removing friction. You are not pushing. You are parting. And Spirit, being perfect intelligence, knows exactly what channels must open. It may be a phone call, a canceled debt, a job offer, a creative idea, but it will be the perfect way, the peaceful way, the surprising way. You do not decide how. You command that the way be opened. For my immediate supply, you do not ask for one day. You do not beg for someday. You speak of now. You speak of immediacy. Divine delay is never divine denial, but many have spoken vaguely, hoping for eventual provision. No more. You speak of your immediate supply because you know that in spirit there is no time. There is only divine order. What is yours exists already in the invisible. The only delay is in your command. But now, having spoken lawfully, You claim your supply in this moment, not rushed, not desperate, but right on divine schedule, which is now. This portion of the sentence sets into motion the spiritual machinery that bypasses limitation, breaks through resistance, and floods your field with provision. It is the law of substitution replacing fear with clarity. It is the law of expectancy magnetizing invisible supply into visible form. As you speak these words, know that you are not merely repeating a spiritual formula. You are issuing a divine directive. You are commanding the heavens to move, the channels to open, and the wealth already assigned to your name to arrive without delay. You do not merely say this sentence, you declare it. You do not recite it from memory. You speak it from power. You speak it as one who knows, one who no longer wonders, one who no longer doubts, one who has ceased from striving and begun commanding. And now we move to the second half of this sacred decree, the words that seal the instruction and summon the avalanche. We now arrive at the final movement of your spoken decree. The words that complete the command amplify the current and signal heaven's treasury to pour forth in great and unmistakable measure. The sentence concludes, "Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance." Let all that is mine by divine right. These are not the possessions of pride, nor the riches of ego. These are not stolen treasures or hurried gains. These are the things that belong to you by spiritual law, already assigned, already prepared, already complete in the invisible. This phrase affirms that you do not steal what is not yours, nor fear that your good belongs to another. You are not in competition. You are in alignment. When you say, "by divine right," you are aligning with the highest good for all. You are invoking the law of right outcomes, blessings that bless everyone involved. There is no guilt in this supply, no confusion, no compromise, only perfect provision in perfect ways. Now reach me. This is the call of magnetic reception. You are not sending your good into the distance. You are pulling it into the now. You are issuing a retrieval command. These words dissolve all imaginary barriers, time, fear, distance, disbelief. They remove the waiting room. They cancel delay. You speak not from lack trying to attract. You speak from law summoning what is already yours. There is no begging in this voice. There is no uncertainty, only confident retrieval. In great avalanches of abundance. This final phrase is sacred power. This is the vibrational crescendo. You are not speaking of pennies or trickles. You are commanding avalanches, not drops, but downpours, not portions, but floods, not limited help, but total overflow. This is the law of increase in motion. You do not limit the universe to small answers. You allow yourself to receive on the level of divine surplus. The avalanche metaphor is no accident. Avalanches are massive, sudden, unstoppable. And that is how your good will appear when you speak this sentence with rhythm and conviction. Not by small, predictable channels, but by surprising, immense, undeniable force. You may wake to news that erases your debt. You may be offered a role you never expected. You may receive a refund, a return, a reward, a release. You cannot calculate the channel, but you must trust the law. Speak this sentence daily, morning and night. Speak it when fear rises. Speak it when doubt tries to whisper. Speak it when lack appears to threaten. For this sentence is your spiritual sword. It cuts through appearances and commands divine reality to appear. Speak it aloud with rhythm, with breath, with finality. Do not mumble. Do not apologize. You are not a pauper. You are a divine commander. And let me say this clearly. It is not the sentence alone that brings the supply. It is the spirit behind the sentence, the vibration of certainty, the inner agreement, the sacred authority of your spoken command. When you speak as one with God, when you issue this sentence as divine decree, when you repeat it faithfully and lawfully, then yes, money must find you. Not because you're lucky, but because you've spoken law. Let no one distract you from this truth. Let no thought dilute your authority. You do not need to manipulate. You do not need to beg. You do not need to force. You need only to speak. Speak faithfully. Speak rhythmically. Speak boldly. And watch what must appear. This is the sentence. This is the key. This is the turning point. Now let us seal this truth deeper by reprogramming your mind to accept this sentence as your new financial reality. You have now spoken the sentence. You have heard its meaning. But until your subconscious mind accepts it as truth, your outer life will continue to reflect old patterns. You see, the subconscious is the deep garden of the soul. It does not respond to logic. It responds to repetition, to emotion, and to imagery. It does not argue with you. It does not question your beliefs. It simply accepts what you allow it to hear often enough. This is why you must now take your spoken sentence and sow it deliberately into the fertile ground of your subconscious mind, day by day, night by night. Do not speak it once and wonder. Do not whisper it timidly and hope. You must command it rhythmically until it becomes a living vibration in your being. Your subconscious mind has, until now, accepted phrases like, "I can't afford it," "money is tight," or "there's never enough," and so your outer world has obeyed. But now you replace those weeds with divine seed. You repeat the sentence, "Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply," until your subconscious accepts it not as novelty, but as law. Not as a wish, but as a command. Do this first thing upon waking. Do this last thing before sleep. For in those moments, the subconscious is wide open. Speak the sentence slowly, with feeling, as though you are writing it with fire across the surface of your soul. Imagine money already finding you, unexpected payments, surprising breakthroughs, joyful overflow. See it, speak it, feel it, and know it. You must create a rhythm, morning and evening, not 5 times today and never again, not when you feel like it, but with the discipline of a spiritual warrior. Reprogramming is not mystical, it is mechanical. If you give the subconscious a new command enough times, it must obey. Do not worry if you don't feel different at first. Speak anyway. Do not stop when the outer world still looks unchanged. Speak anyway. You are speaking through appearances, not to them. You are issuing a command that bypasses circumstance and rewrites the invisible blueprint that creates visible results. You may begin to feel strange when speaking it. Good. That means the old programming is cracking. You may feel resistance. Good. That means you're interrupting the old vibration. But speak anyway. Speak through it. Speak until the sentence becomes more familiar than your fear. I tell you the truth. The outer world always conforms to the inner word. If you reprogram your subconscious to believe that money flows to you, then the world must obey. Doors must open. Delays must dissolve. Avenues of abundance must appear, not by your might, but by your mouth. This is your sacred task now, not to figure out the how, not to chase opportunity, but to speak with conviction until your subconscious believes fully, deeply, and permanently that money finds you without resistance. And once the mind is reprogrammed, you will no longer strain. You will no longer ask whether it's working. You will expect supply just as naturally as you expect the sun to rise. Because you've spoken it long enough to know, your word is law. Now, let us move into the challenge, your 7-day test of obedience, faith, and spoken dominion. Now that you have received the truth, you are no longer a seeker, you are a speaker. You are no longer a questioner, you are a commander. And so I now place before you a sacred challenge, not to test your worthiness, but to activate your authority. For the next 7 consecutive days, you will speak this sentence, morning and night, without excuse, without doubt, without delay. Infinite Spirit, open the way for my immediate supply. Let all that is mine by divine right now reach me in great avalanches of abundance. You will say it with breath. You will say it with rhythm. You will say it aloud, not in your head, not in theory, but aloud, where the air receives it, where the vibration is sent, where the law is activated. Each morning, before the world rushes in, you will pause and speak these words as law. You will declare them not like a beggar asking for mercy, but like a spiritual sovereign issuing command. And each night, before you cross the threshold into sleep, you will speak again, sealing your subconscious with divine supply. This is not a mantra. This is not a charm. This is a lawful decree. Spoken daily, it will begin to shift the invisible, and the invisible governs the visible. What you see today is only the echo of words you've spoken in the past. If you want new results, new inflows, new money, new manifestations, you must speak a new vibration. For these 7 days, you are forbidden from speaking lack. You will not say, "I'm broke." You will not complain about money. You will not repeat the language of fear, debt, or delay. Your tongue belongs to Spirit now. Your words are the construction crew of heaven. And I make this promise to you as surely as divine law is exact. If you speak this sentence faithfully for 7 nights and 7 mornings, without contradiction, with reverence and rhythm, something will shift. You may receive a check, a debt forgiven, a job offer, a refund, a creative idea that changes everything. You do not need to know how. You need only to be faithful to the command. Do not ask, "Is it working?" That question reveals disbelief. It must work. Law cannot lie. Spirit does not forget. Your word never returns void. You do not speak to make something happen. You speak because it already has. Let each day become more confident. Let each night become more surrendered. Let your voice become more aligned, more sure, more rhythmic. And do not just say it, feel it. Feel the avalanche as you speak it. Picture the floodgates of wealth opening. Hear the sound of money flowing in. Smell the air of provision. Let your whole being agree. This challenge is not about money. It is about alignment. It is about trust. It is about becoming the person who commands wealth because they have become wealth in vibration. So take this seriously. Treat it as sacred. Write the sentence, post it, carry it, speak it, and record what happens. Because when you speak truth, life rearranges itself to obey you. Say aloud now, "I accept the 7-day challenge. I commit to speaking this sentence morning and night. I expect divine demonstration, and I trust the law. You have now accepted your role as a divine commander. You have crossed from doubt to dominion, and now prepare for the return. For what you have spoken is already on its way to you. Next, we shall seal your command with rhythm, with fire, and with spiritual finality through the rapid-fire affirmation sequence. Now we seal the work, we anchor the law, we engrave the truth upon the subconscious. These affirmations are not wishes, they are spiritual decrees. Speak them aloud, slowly, rhythmically. Let each word pass through your body like electricity. Let your tongue become a rod of divine power and your voice a trumpet of heavenly order. Say them now and say them boldly. Money comes to me swiftly, easily, and continuously. You are no longer chasing money. It comes to you. The chase is over. The struggle is ended. You have spoken your alignment, and now you receive with grace. I command divine supply, and it appears under grace in perfect ways. You are no longer begging. You are commanding. You are no longer waiting. You are receiving. Grace brings it gently. Law brings it precisely. Spirit brings it on time. I am in perfect harmony with all the wealth that belongs to me by divine right. There is no conflict, no guilt, no confusion. What is yours cannot be taken. What is yours does not belong to another. You receive it fully, freely, and lawfully. I walk in rhythm with abundance. I speak, and money moves. No longer do you guess. You know. You walk as one who is heard in heaven. You speak, and the gears of provision begin to turn. Infinite Spirit now opens every channel. My sentence has been spoken. My demonstration is certain. It is done. The sentence has left your lips and entered the machinery of spiritual law. The manifestation is no longer optional. It is inevitable. Now the final seal, say it with fire. My word is law. Money finds me. It is already done. Pause. Breathe. Let it settle in your bones. This is no longer a theory. This is your identity. You have become the word. You have become the channel. You have become the authority. And now, with the truth anchored, you are ready for the sacred invitation, the soft, spiritual call to continue walking this path, not as a seeker, but as a speaker of law. Now that you've spoken the law, now that you've received the sentence, now that you've accepted the 7-day command, you must not vanish back into forgetfulness. Divine law requires consistency. The subconscious mind requires reinforcement, and your spirit, having been stirred, now requires rhythm to sustain its rise. So I invite you, not as a follower, but as a fellow speaker of truth, to remain anchored in this vibration. Comment below and speak your decree into this space of power. Say, I speak the sentence, and money finds me now, not for attention, but for anchoring, for confirmation, for spiritual finality. If this word has awakened something in you, if your soul is now moving, if your mind is being reprogrammed, then remain close to the source of truth. Subscribe not for entertainment, but for alignment. Let each new teaching be another stone in your foundation. Let each rhythm of truth you hear keep you walking in law, not in fear. Come back often. Rewatch this 7-day challenge. Speak the sentence again and again until your results make you unshakable. And when your demonstration appears, and it will, return and share it, for your testimony becomes someone else's turning point. You are no longer the one who waits. You are no longer the one who wonders. You are now the one who speaks, the one who commands, the one who receives. You are now walking in spiritual dominion. And so it is.